Welcome to the KOAL High School Baseball Game of the Week.
Good afternoon and welcome to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 7:50 AM. We are at Emery High School this afternoon as region play begins for the Emery Spartans as they will battle the Union Cougars. Welcome everybody to the start of the baseball season. Beautiful day here at Emery High School. Joining me in the Sutherland's broadcast booth, as always, Aiden Mortensen. And Aiden, it's a pleasure to have you here to start off the baseball season. Region play against the Emery Spartans, who come in 2-4 overall, and the Union Cougars, who come in 5-4.
It's going to be a good game. Sunny region play underway here at the home of the Spartans. Two teams with pretty storied histories when it comes to the game of baseball. Union just a few years ago coming away with a state title. It was quite the underdog run that they were on, but we also got to remember that same year, as well as last year, Emery has peaked at the right time when it comes to playoff play. Several times able to advance pretty far in the state tournament. So going to be a good ball game tonight. Two teams hungry to start the region slate off on the right foot.
Baseball Game of the Week here on KOAL, and it starts here at Emery High School. Emery and Union. When we come back, we also have some interviews to play for you, so it's going to be a great Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back into the high school game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Today, we're at the home of the Spartans as Emery prepares to take on the Union Cougars in region play. The start of a busy week for the Spartans. They got Union today. Then tomorrow they're traveling up to Salem Hills before traveling on Friday to Union to close out the region series against the Cougars. Last week, another packed slate for Emery. A week ago today, defeating the Wasps of Juab 9-8 up in Nephi. Earlier this week, manager Chase Julian was able to join Jordan in the Sutherland studios to discuss the baseball season so far and look ahead to these games. We go now to that interview in full.
We'll talk about how Emery has fared so far this season and what should be an extremely busy and telling week. Joining us right now over the phone, we have manager Chase Julian. And Coach, it's great to get you back on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on.
It's always fun to chat with you, Coach. And I know a couple of weeks ago, you and I were kind of previewing the season, and here we are now, 6-7 games into the season. What's your assessment of the way this team has played so far?
We've played. We haven't played bad. We've given up a lot of freebies from the pitcher's mound, and that always haunts you. You can't give anything free. You got to make teams work for it because any team at any time is going to take advantage of those freebie opportunities. We've kind of compounded it with errors. We've had a lot of injuries to start the year, so we've kind of forced players into playing some positions that they're not normally accustomed to. But, you know, it's been good. They've been learning different positions and getting a lot of opportunities to play since some of our other kids have been injured. So I think it's been good all the way around.
I know it's such a short season. That was really the basis of our conversation, Coach, when we started talking about the season in general. So when you lose some kids to injuries early on and you're forced to maneuver some players around and put them in unfamiliar spots, I'm sure that just complicates what's already a very difficult season, knowing you only get about 2.5 months.
Yeah, and it's never easy with injury, but it gives somebody an opportunity to step up and prove themselves and prove that they belong and that we can work through whatever and maneuver them around to try to get them to be on the diamond. So it's been it sucks to have the injuries because you're looking forward to what you can and can't do with people that are there. But when you're forced to kind of look outside and figure out what you got and what you're made of, I think it builds you up as a team, and we're a stronger team for it, I think.
Let's go back to last week, Coach. Game against Juab, obviously a non-region game, but a very familiar opponent. You guys come out of the gate on fire immediately in this game. You scored 9 runs in the first inning, and then after that, things kind of taper off. You managed to hold on and get a win, but boy, what an emotional roller coaster, right? I mean, to get off to that quick start and feel like you got the bats working and everything is really moving in your favor, and then the scoreboard kind of goes cold for 6 innings.
Yeah, and we took advantage of some miscues by Juab in that first inning, and that's what you got to do. And we did. We took advantage of it, and luckily we put 9 on the board because we kind of had some bad approaches in those middle innings at the plate, and then we were hitting some. We had some good hits on balls that they made some good plays on, and that's kind of how Juab is and always has been. Is they'll play good defense, and that first inning they had a few errors, and they gave us a few freebies for base on balls, and we took advantage of it. And when they played solid defense the rest of the game, none of our hits were falling, and so it didn't pan out like we wanted to. But I mean, the win is always a plus. But our at bats, we kind of got a little complacent after that first inning, and we wasn't driving balls like we should have been in those middle innings. But we did hit some balls, and our pitching against Juab, it was better than what I had anticipated. We finally got one of our seniors, Peyton Nelson. He finally was good to go 100%, and he pitched some good innings for us. So that's always a plus to get him back and healthy and ready to go.
Not only getting Peyton on the mound, but also I wanted to talk about what he's done for you in the batter's box so far this season, because, Coach, he's hitting a ton right now. He's hovering around 500, if I'm not mistaken. He's got an OBP over 500, and that's with a fairly large sample size of 23 at-bats so far this season.
Yeah, and last year, this is kind of where I expected him to be last year, because he is a good hitter. He has a good approach. I think he just tried to do a little too much last year and kind of overcompensated things that way. But this year he's not trying to do too much. He's just trying to put a ball in play, and he's doing a really good job at it.
Another kid that we didn't see in the winter sports season, it was Bo Stilson, and Bo was such a fun athlete to really cover, Coach, throughout the football year, and I know he absolutely loves baseball. Similar, he's hitting over 300 right now. When you take a look at the offensive production you've gotten out of Bo, how happy are you?
He has been, I'm happy with the production that I've gotten, but I'm expecting more out of Bo, and I think Bo expects more out of himself. But he's putting balls in play, and it's from that leadoff position that I bat him. We just need him to get his motor going, because he kind of gets our whole team going right from the get-go.
Again, right now, being joined by manager Chase Julian again of the Emery High School baseball team. Coach, let's talk about pitching so far. And we kind of talked about Peyton and what he's been able to do, but also Trig Jensen. And here's another kid that we know is an all-around athlete, a kid that has been really a key part of this program since he was a freshman. We've got to see Trig out on the mound as well. How happy are you with what you've seen out of him? And I know that there's a large number of kids that you've thrown, right, trying to get them stretched out early going.
Yeah, and we've had some injuries that have kind of hurt us in the pitching aspect of things, and so we've had to kind of been forced to go deeper. And not necessarily a bad thing, but we've gone deeper than what I probably normally would. And they've been given an opportunity. Trig, like you said, he's been with me at the varsity level since he was a freshman, and he's done exceptionally well at the varsity level for me. Pitching, he just has really good command. He can locate any pitch at any time. He kind of struggled against Morgan. I think they kind of pinched him off as an umpire. I think they weren't giving him corners, and he kind of lives on those corners, and he does a really good job at staying on the corner or just off the corner and getting people to swing at it. So, he's done a great job for us this year, and he's done throughout his career so far. He's done an exceptional job for us. And he's a great kid, great athlete, and just glad to have him back healthy. He started off with a little soreness, but he's healthy now too, so we can use him a little bit more.
Now that you're at this stage, Coach, as we get to the end of March and region play is finally upon us, there is a larger sample size to just kind of take a look at the division and what we're going to see over the next several weeks. When you look at Region 13 and starting off with Union, there's no doubt that this is one of the top teams, not only in the region but the state. I think it's going to be that way day in and day out. I think this region is going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, there's not you never have a day off, I don't think. you got Union, Carbon. North St. Pete's actually got a good team. They play some good opponents, and they might not have the win-loss record right now, but they have a couple good pitchers, good solid pitchers, and sometimes that's all it takes in region when you're playing 2 region games a week. Those 2 pitchers can kind of help you out, so that'll be a tough test. Matthi's got a good team. They've been hitting the ball well, so it's never a day off. And I think Carbon and Union both sit in the top 5 of the D News right now. So Carbon's got some good pitching, and they've been hitting the ball well. So it's never an off day in our region, that's for sure.
As far as the non-league competition that you've seen, Coach, do you think it's comparable to what's upon us now?
Yeah, we've faced some good teams. We went to Kanab. The first week of March we went to Kanab. We faced some good teams down there. Summit Academy. We faced Morgan, who's been ranked in the top 5 all year, according to D News. We can't remember Summit Academy, Morgan. We faced Gunnison, and Gunnison, I think, is one of those teams in 2A that'll be looking to contend for a state title. So we went to Uinta, and Coach DeCall over there, he runs a good program. They had some they have some injuries too they're dealing with, but they still have a lot of good pitching that we faced over there. And then Providence Hall, they're ranked in the top 5 right now. I think they're like 6-1, ranked number 2 in the D News top 5. So I think we face a lot of good competition, and I don't think it gets any easier for us. We have some Salem Hills, Westlake, Timpview. We got some bigger 4 or 5, 6A schools that will play, and I don't. Region never gets easier for us, and I don't think any of the non-region teams that we play are easy opponents. Well,
it's definitely go time. There's no question. I know the spring season goes by in such a hurry. Here we are already gearing up for about the final week of the month. Coach, I definitely do appreciate you taking out the time. I know it's a very busy week for you guys. Before we go, we'll end with that and also talk about the youth baseball camp that you have coming up. So a game tomorrow, a game on Wednesday, and then you guys are back at it on Friday. And then on top of everything else, we got that youth camp early going in April. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Yeah, thanks. We have our annual youth camp, so this will be the 4th year that we're doing it. It'll be on April 11th. We have 2 divisions that we'll have. We'll have a younger division for a couple hours in the morning. That's 9 to 11, and those ages are 4 to 8 year olds, ages 9 to 11, and then, or 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and then ages 9 through 14 will be from 12 to 3 p.m. We also it doesn't matter, boys or girls, you're all invited. We have some softball players that'll help us kind of gear towards the girls and helping them do softball things. I don't know all the softball ins and outs, so we'll have some girls there to help us. It is $25. You get a shirt and some other swag gear. And we have some prizes that we give out, but it's a really good opportunity for our high school boys and the youth of the community to get together, and it's fun for them. They put it on. The high school boys put it on. We just I'm just there watching pretty much, but it's a fun thing for our high school and our community.
Well, Coach, always fun to get you on. Thank you again for the time. Best of luck during this busy week, and I'm sure we'll catch up again real soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Discover the best in local flavor at Stewart's Market in Castledale and Main Street Market in Farron. Enjoy the largest fresh produce section around. Ripe, vibrant, and hand-selected just for you. The personal butcher ensures every cut is just right, and the deli delights with ready-to-eat favorites. Shop fresh, shop local, and taste the difference community makes. Only at Stewart's Market and Main Street Market. Come home to quality and hometown service today.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back to the Game of the Week here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Here at Emery High School, it's the Emery Spartans and the Union Cougars. Sonny and Aiden here bringing you the action as region play starts. What a beautiful day to start baseball.
Oh, it is gorgeous outside, sunny. The sky as well. Sunny. There's hardly a cloud up there. We're looking at temperatures right now of about 79 degrees, but there is a bit of a breeze blowing about 8 miles per hour. So that could come into effect. Just depends on where it decides to blow when who's batting.
Absolutely. As we take a look, the Emery Spartans come in 2-4, and the Union Cougars come in 5-4 on the season. So, Emery starting out 2-4, Aiden, not off to the best start, but now region play kicks in. What do the Emery Spartans need to do to get on a want to call a winning streak here in region play?
I think the best thing that they can do for themselves is just get back to those fundamentals. Manager Julian hit it right on the head during that interview with Jordan, saying that there's just been a few games that have gotten away from them. A lot of these losses that they've had early on in the year have been winnable games for the Spartans, but they just have made a few mistakes down the stretch early on. They've given up a few hits that they probably shouldn't have. They've had some troubles up on the mound, but this is the perfect time to start trying to turn those things around as you get into region play, because remember, It's not how you start the slate of the season, it's how you finish. So this is about the time you want to start seeing some gradual improvement throughout the year, especially once the back half of the region slate comes into sight.
Want to thank Coach for spending some time with Jordan. Gets us a great pregame show with the interview. Thank Coach for that. Now, Emery, today we'll start the senior pitcher, Bo Stilson.
Yeah, and Bo Stilson, what can't that kid do? We see him all over the place. He is a utility player in just about every sport he does. In football, we saw him playing safety, playing linebacker, playing receiver, playing quarterback. That's no difference from what we're going to be seeing from him here on the field today. He's a pretty solid pitcher. We've seen it before in his junior campaign. This year, he's pitched five innings, given up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, while striking out 5 through 24 at-bats. So, hasn't been off to the hottest of starts, but he's a player who we've seen before. He can turn it on at the drop of a hat. I wouldn't be surprised to see him breaking away with some pretty impressive performances today.
Starting for the Union Cougars will be number 18, the senior Tyson Marks.
And Marks, he's got 16 RBIs on the season, 2 home runs. Not too many stats on the mound for Marks yet this year. So going to be a bit of a different look for Emery. But we've seen it before with Union across the athletic department. They have players who can come out of nowhere and do a lot of damage. That was the case in football. That was the case in basketball. And more than likely, Sonny, we're going to be seeing that on the diamond today.
Let's talk a little bit about Emery and their strong points. What do you think the strong points are with this baseball team so far with early in the season playing 6 games?
Well, I think you see a lot of good things happening at the plate for Emery. You look through the batting averages, you see a 308, a 333, 318, 254, 71, 385, 308, 714. You see players all throughout this lineup who have experience at the plate, and they take full advantage of them. They just need to capitalize in situations where they may have runners in scoring positions. But we know baseball, a physical game as much as it is a mental game. When you see those runners in scoring position, when you know what could be at stake, because baseball games very often will end 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. You know how important it is to drive home and take advantage of every run you possibly can. So you just got to get out of your own head in those situations. But what we've seen at the plate so far from Emery has left a pretty good taste in most of the fans' mouths.
And some of the things that you'd like to see Emery work on with 6 games into the season.
You know, you just want to see him tighten up on the fielding. You know, you don't want to see any errors that are unnecessary. You want to see him play good, solid defense out in the field. That's where a lot of times games are won and lost based on how many errors you have going through. So Emery just needs to kind of tighten up their fielding. I think we're in for a good game to do that. The weather conditions, like you said, are ideal. Sun's not going to be shining in their eyes. I think this is a great opportunity for the Spartans to really make some strides in that realm.
So the Emery Spartans wear the white uniforms, Union wear the black uniforms. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the first pitch between the 5-4 Union Cougars and the 2-4 Emery Spartans to kick off region play.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a 4-legged word.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
As we said, the senior Bo Stilson will take the mound as the Emery Spartans run out to the field. So we get ready for the first pitch. At bat first for Union, Cade Franson, the senior, playing catcher. He'll lead off for Union today.
And Franson, 2 RBIs on the year, Sonny, but he's also blasted 1 home run for the Cougars, so he's a good leadoff man to have if you're Union. Definitely a situation Stilson wants to take care of quickly.
And we got Labrum on deck for Union. Here we go. We're ready for the start of today's game between Emery and Union.
And it's always interesting seeing this first at-bat, Sonny, from both the batter's perspective and the pitcher's perspective. Can usually give you a pretty good glimpse into how each team is feeling entering the contest. It's like an NBA player making his first shot. You feel like they're going to make more of those shots if they make that first. I feel it's the same philosophy for a pitcher up on the mound. They're able to find the strike zone, that first lob, and I think good things are going to happen.
Stilson will be the starting pitcher. Larson will start at catcher for Emery. We'll have Johansson on first. Peyton Nielsen on second, Trick Jensen playing shortstop, Conover playing third base, Stoker in left field, Nielsen, that would be Trey Nielsen in center field, and Thornley in right field. That's the starters for the Emery Spartans.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. It's kind of what we've been seeing the past few games from Emery, being able to get those guys out there, get them as much experience as you can in those respective roles. Because remember, baseball, especially at the high school level, you got to be pretty fluid in the position you're playing. You got to be able to pretty much jump into anything, with the exception of a few of those specialized roles like pitcher, catcher. You're pretty much going to be able to kind of flow throughout the rest of the field.
Cade Franson will step up to the plate, and we're about ready for the first pitch. To start region play here at Emery High School, it's the game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Emery and Union.
Now, last time these two teams met, Sonny, it was the season opener last year here at Spartan Field. Emery falling 6-3 to the Cougars in that game.
The senior Franson in the box. Stilson with pitch number 1 inside no ball and a 1-0 count.
And just tried to throw a fast one to paint that corner, unable to find the strike zone though.
So 1-0 to Franson, the senior, leading off for Union. Stilson's second pitch, low, hitting the dirt before the plate for ball number 2, 2-0 the count.
And he's just trying to feel out that batter's box right now, see what he's feeling from Franson. But right now, Franson doing a good job staying patient, not chasing after anything.
2-0 count. Pitch number 3 for the strike, and the first strike of the ball game for Stilson, making it a 2-1 count.
It looks like Bo was able to find what he's been looking for on that last throw. Finally able to kind of paint that lower corner.
2-1 count. Wind up in the pitch. Stilson working quickly. Ball making it a 3-1 count.
Tried to catch him with that break, get a little bit of a chase, but again, Franson staying calm in the box. He's not chasing anything right now.
Stilson's pitch for ball number 4 and a walk. And Franson will take first base with the walk. So the leadoff batter reaches first, and up comes Gannon Labrum, the senior. Where's number 2 playing center field?
And Labrum, another threat at the plate for Union. 7 RBIs on the year. He also has a home run to his name early on in this season. Through 9 games played, Sonny, at the high school level, we're not too used to seeing home runs. So being able to claim one this early on, that's a pretty good sign for what he's headed to at the plate.
So the left-handed batter steps up to the plate, and the first pitch is high and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Again, Stilson just trying to find his rhythm right now.
Moderate leadoff on first for Franson. Pitch number 2 to Labrum is low on a ball and a 2-0 count.
And he's trying to flirt with those edges of the strike zone. He wants to get just inside it, but he just hasn't been able to find his rhythm yet.
6 balls and 1 strike so far. Stilson with the windup in the pitch. Runner goes to throw to second. In time, got him. Nice play by Larson.
Just a cannon of a throw from behind home plate. He had him dead to rights about midway through that steal attempt. Great job on defense by the Spartans. Lots of teamwork coming together there. Good communication, able to make the throw and get the out. And things kind of get easier here for Stilson, knowing that he is without a base runner now.
And a walk, 4-0 count. Labrum will take first base with the walk, so 2 batters, 2 walks, but the throw out on the attempted steal from Larson to Jensen for the tag out at second base. So runner back to first with 1 down. Tyson Marks, the senior, the pitcher, I think. No, it will be Tyson Marks, the pitcher. Also a left-handed batter, runner on first, 1 down, nothing score.
Now, Marks, one of the scariest hitters in this Union lineup, Sonny. 16 RBIs on the year, 2 homers to his name.
Stilson's pitch, number 1 to Marks for the strike and an 0-1 count.
That's a good job by Stilson. Now he's been relying a lot on the heater. That time able to go with the off-speed. He'd float it right into the zone, catch him off guard for strike number 1.
Runner going once again. The throw to second this time. Did he get him? Nope. Got it there safe this time. So runner in scoring position with the steal. So it looks like with 2 runners getting to first base with walks, they're going to be aggressive on the bases.
You know, that's a strategy we've started seeing take more and more of a stand here in high school baseball. Lots of coaches want to be aggressive. They know how low scoring these games can be. So putting themselves in the best position to get runners across home plate, that's what a lot of coaches are going to be hunting for.
0-2 count, 1 down, runner in scoring position on second after the steal. Stilson looks back at second. Here's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Or strike 3 and out number 2.
So although you have that runner on second and in scoring position, you have 2 outs now, and that makes things just a little bit easier trying to escape from this jam they find themselves in. Stilson seemingly finding his rhythm now after walking the first 2 batters.
First strikeout of the ball game for Stilson. Wada Homiji up to bat for Union with 2 down, runner on second. Junior, there's the pitch and a ball and a 1-0 count.
And again, just trying to find the bottom of that zone, especially that left inside corner, and just hasn't been able to get it with any consistency so far.
1-0 count, 2 down, runner on second. Stilson looks back at second a couple of times. The windup in the pitch. Shot goes into left field. Runner rounds third. The throw, no throw at home, and it's 1-0 Union.
And you got to give credit to Wadahomiji. He was able to just strike that right into the gap between shortstop and third. Gets a little dribbler going out into left field, and they take full advantage of it, bringing one home to claim that early 1-0 lead.
So the walk for Labrum, the steal to second, and then the base hit gets him home. So it's a 1-0 Union lead here in the top of the first inning. 2 down, runner on first. Pitch to Bo Earl, swing and a miss, and an 0-1 count.
And Earl looking a little more willing to chase. And, with Union's advantage right now, he does have a little bit more leeway to try and go after some of those lower balls. He drops a little bit, trying to squat and make contact. He does, but he fouls it off.
Earl, the senior, playing right field for Union. So the count 0-1, 2 down, 1-0 Union. Runner on first. Pretty good sized lead. Runner's going to go again. Throw to second. Not in time. And another stolen base, number 2 for Union.
And after that first pickoff attempt where it felt like everything went in the Spartans' favor and they were able to get the out, the last 2 throws have just been a little off kilter. That one falling short of second base, having to run out and try and corral it, trying to avoid any more bleeding from that. But Wadahomiji advances to second with the steal.
So 3 runners reaching first 3 times. Attempted steals to second, 2 times successful, 1 time thrown out. So 2-0 the count, 2 down. There's the pitch. Low in the ball, 1-2. Runner's going to go to the third. It's not in time. So now runner in at third for Union with 2 down.
And the ball just gets a little too far behind Larson. Wadahomiji able to take advantage of the pretty sizable lead he was able to gain at second, outrun it, and advance his way to third.
1-2 count, runner on third, 2 down. Earl steps out of the batter's box. So it looked like they were going to be aggressive on the bases. They definitely are.
And Earl has thrived in situations like this season. So he's got 10 RBIs.
High in a ball, 2-2.
That one looked like he was trying to get some break on it. It was an off-speed pitch, but just couldn't get enough dip to find it in the zone.
2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Stilson with the pitch. Fouled away, and the count remains 2-2.
He's lucky he made contact on that one, Sonny. That would have been a surefire out if he had not. Definitely squatting a little lower, chasing after that one. He wants to drive home the runner at third. But in a situation like that with 2 strikes, you got to be a little more selective of what you're swinging at.
Fouled out of play. Count remains 2-2. And so a good at bat for Bo Earl. He's making Stilson throw some pitches, making him work.
It just continues to watch that pitch count rise, and a good battle for Earl at the plate.
2-2 count still for Stilson. The windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Picked up, throw to first in time for the out, and that will end the inning, but not before 1 run scores for Union. So we finish the top of the first inning. It's 1-0 Union. When we come back, the Emery Spartans get their first at bat in region play.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Smith. After 6 years as a nurse, I've learned that sometimes our bodies just need a little extra support. That's what IV therapy can do. It can help you bounce back quicker after an illness, recover faster after a workout, ease migraines, and even improve focus and energy. Think of it as giving your body a direct line to the hydration and nutrients it needs to feel its best. I'd love to help you find the right blend for your goals. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at wellness.iv.utah.
Discover peace of mind with Don's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing your savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Don's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back to the Game of the Week here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM here at Emery High School, Emery Union. After the top of the first inning, Union with the 1-0 lead. You know, just one run, might feel pretty good about just the one run because, you know, Union was getting runners on first base. The one throw out on the steal attempt was a big play for Emery, but they did get one run home.
You know, given the situations, you got to be happy with just one run bleeding through. Yeah. Had a chance for a second on the dropped third strike, but Emery does a good job recovering, making the play at first. But the first two batters were walked. The first one, like you mentioned, caught stealing at second, but the next runner able to make his way through, make it all the way home, giving Union that 1-0 lead off a beautiful single right into that left field gap.
So senior number 18, Tyson Marks, will take the mound for Union. Coming up to bat for the Emery Spartans to start region play at the plate will be Bo Stilson, the senior.
And Stilson striking .318 on the year through 25 plate appearances. He scored 6 runs off 7 hits. He also has an RBI to his name. What makes Bo so dangerous, though, is not just his ability at the plate, but what he can do once he gets on base. The kid is athletic.
Peyton Nielsen on deck for the Emery Spartans. There's a fly ball to right field. Back to make that play, Bo Earl. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
Just a nice little can of corn play out there in right field. Earl does a good job tracking it, doesn't let the sun get in his eyes, brings it in, gets the early out.
Second baseman number 22, the senior Peyton Nielsen, up to the plate for the Emery Spartans, trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning.
And Nielsen, a team-high 471 at the plate. Truly been one of the high points offensively for Emery throughout the season. He's got 3 RBIs and 8 runs to his name.
First pitch for a strike and a 0-1 count.
And thinking that one was going to break at the last second, but it stays true, finds itself in the strike zone.
Jensen on deck for the Emery Spartans. There's a little blooper. It's going to bounce into the hole. There's nobody at first, and he gets there in time. That's why you run plays out. Good hustle by Nielsen. He gets to first on that little blooper hit right between first and second. Runner on first for the Emery Spartans.
And that's what's so fun about watching him play, Sonny, is he is all effort all the time. He is not going to give up on a play, and it shows on what could have been an out like that, able to leg it out, find himself safe at first.
Treg Jensen will be up.
Jensen, solid 250 at the plate on the season.
Runner goes. Throw to second. Got him, says the umpire, and out number 2 for the Emery Spartans. So Emery comes out being aggressive on the bases as well, but nice play by Union to get out number 2.
And, you know, from this eye-in-the-sky vantage point, Sonny, it looked like he was safe, but the umpire up close and personal in the action sees things differently, calls out number 2. Right idea, just couldn't quite pull off the execution.
Franson with the throw, the catcher for Union. So we have a 2 down. Count 1-1. Foul to the backstop, 1-2 count on Jensen.
You know, it's danger time for the Spartans. You don't want to go 3 up, 3 down early on in the game, especially with how effective Union was in the top half of the inning.
Garrett Conover on deck for the Emery Spartans. Marks pitch to Jensen. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and a 3 out. So we have played 1 complete inning. Here at Emery High School, it's Union 1 and the Emery Spartans nothing. When we come back, top of the second, here at Emery High School. Game of the week here on KOAL.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back to the Game of the Week here on KOAL 107.3 FM 750 AM, the high school game of the week. Emery and Union. Emery trailing 1-0. But at the top of the second inning, up to bat will be Brennan Meekum, the first baseman, the senior, wearing number 22, the right-handed batter for Union. He'll start the top of the second with the Cougars up 1-0.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting start for Emery. See if they can get out of that little rut they found themselves on early on in the first inning. Now they have an inning of play underneath their belt. You can start putting things together.
Stilson, pitch number 1 in inning number 2. There's a shot down the third base line. Nice play to third, the throw, and first in time. And a nice play by Conover over to Johansson at first for out number 1.
It was just a spectacular snag. Ball's bouncing right along the foul line, able to bring it in, make the throw to first, made it look routine.
Burchell will be up to bat for Union with 1 down and a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. He's a junior playing third.
He's got 6 RBIs on the season, Sonny, along with a homer. That's something that really stands out when you look at these stats for Union, as that pitch nearly grazes him for ball number 1. Is that this is a team who has lots of players who can hit it out of the park. Makes you wonder, is it the elevation out in the basin, or is this just a team who has a lot of strength at the plate?
Stilson with the pitch. Hits in front of the plate for ball number 2, 2-0 count.
Stilson just trying to find his rhythm still. We saw it start to develop midway through the first. They were able to get out of that with only 1 run getting by. But coming into this inning, just a little shaky on the mound.
Falling behind 2-0. Stilson with the pitch. Shot down the first base line will go foul out of play and a 2-1 count.
Trying to run that one down out in right field, just couldn't get underneath it as it falls harmlessly to the ground. But regardless, you do find yourself with a strike in the count now. You can relax a little and start doing what you want to do up on the mound.
Nice effort by Thornley out in right field. Could not get to the ball, so the count is 2-1. 1 down. Fouled out of play once again and a 2-2 count.
And just like that, Stilson able to even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's finding his rhythm now. You can see it. He's just in his body language. He's a little more confident with what he's trying to do.
Yeah, fell behind 2-0 and has worked his way right back up to a 2-2 count. That pitch in front of the plate once again for a ball. We have a full count, 3-2.
And again, he's just trying to find that bottom of the zone, make the batters try and chase a little bit, but they're unable to really get the velocity it needed to get across the plate.
3-2 count for Stilson. The windup of the pitch. Shot goes out into right field for a base hit. Burchell will get to first base on the single with Roberts up to bat, the DH wearing number 15. He's a senior. He'll step up to the plate with a runner on first and 1 down.
And Roberts, 6 RBIs on the year, but now Stilson has a lot more to try and manage. Knowing how aggressive Union has been early on, I wouldn't be surprised to see a steal attempt in these next few pitches.
Yeah, both teams have been aggressive on the bases, and I like it. And, yeah, make a play.
No, it makes things a little more exciting.
Get that runner in scoring position. We'll see what they do here. Stilson looks over his shoulder at first. Runner stays this time, and the first pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count.
And that time he's been able to find that area of the zone he's been chasing time and time again. And when he's been able to hit it, Sonny, he has looked good. He's looked confident while doing it. You just want to see more replication of what he's been able to do on those strikes.
2 strikeouts so far in the ball game here in the top of the second. Throw over to first, not in time. Try to keep that runner as close to first as possible, especially with aggressive base running. So Stilson looks back over at first base. 0-1 count. Top of second, 1-0 Union. Pitch. Goes to shortstop over to first in time for out number 2. Nice play by Jensen. Gets the ball over to Johansson for out number 2.
Yeah, looks
Broken
like
bat.
That's rare to see in the high school levels where you're going to see a lot more metal bats being used. But no, he shattered that, hit the ball, and I thought he hit the bat as well. I mean, it just went flying after that play.
Yeah, I thought the bat just slipped out of his hand, but it broke. So runner on second, 2 down for Union. Coming up to the plate will be number 1, Davin Brotherson, the senior left fielder.
Just not something you get to see every day, but entertaining nonetheless.
So runner in scoring position on second. Pitch is fouled out of play and an 0-1 count.
And just catches the tip of the bat, goes astray, soars out along that right foul line.
So Stilson faces batter number 8 in the ball game here in the top of the second inning. Looks back at second. Ball's 1-1 count.
And, that time able to get just a little bit more in front of it, stop the runner at second, stop him from trying to steal. We saw that in the last inning with Watamahoji, able to get to third with that, making things a lot more stressful for Stilson up on the hill.
1-1 count. Fly ball goes down the first base line, will go out of play, and a foul, so a 1-2 count.
It's been a good at-bat so far for Brotherson. He's battling in the box, and he's made contact quite a few times, just hasn't been able to keep it fair.
1-2 count, 2 down, runner at second. 1-0 Union with the lead. They're at bat, top of the second inning. Stilson looks back at second a couple of times. Wind up in the pitch. Shot goes down right field, and it will land fair. Do they call it fair or foul? Called it foul.
That's a lucky break for Emery. If that would have just been inches to the left, that would have been a surefire run scored for the Cougars. And looks like we got some protest going on as managers heading to speak with the umps.
That was close. They call it foul, so they'll send the runner back to second, but that was going to be an easy score.
It was a good
for Union.
It was a good effort by Thornley out in right field, laying out to try and make the grab. But like you said, everyone describes football as a game of inches. Baseball just as much, if not a game of centimeters, because my goodness, looks like it landed right fair, but umpire sees it differently.
So far away from us, I'm going to take the umpire's word for it. He calls it foul, so it's a 1-2 count.
I'd bet the umpire probably has better vision than us.
I think he does. So a 1-2 count with 2 down, 1-0. Runner at second for Union. Stilson looks back at second a couple of times. There's a windup in the pitch. Shot to left field will land. Runner rounds third, coming home, will score to make it 2-0. So the single into left field for Brotherson keeps the inning alive, 2-0 with 2 down.
It was just a bit of a delay for Brotherson. Delayed satisfaction. He has the one that goes inches foul. Second, next pitch, decides this one's going to count, and he leaves no doubt about it. Sneaking it into left field, getting himself on first, and bringing the runner home, claiming that 2-0 advantage.
Kate Franson will be up to bat. Walked his first at bat. Leadoff batter to start the game. Walked and then got thrown out at second with the attempted steal. Pitch by Stilson for the strike and an 0-1 count.
If nothing else right now, you can see Stilson really getting into his groove now. The last few pitches, they've left no doubt. However, Union's done a good job recognizing them and taking full advantage.
2 down, 0-1 count for Stilson. Pitch number 2, swing and a miss and an 0-2 count. So he's ahead of the batter this time with 2 down. Trying to get out of this inning with one run as well. They go to the bottom of the second, down 2-0. They can get this batter out here with 2 down. Stilson looks over at first once again. Throws over to first. Not in time. Keep him close.
Yeah, especially with how aggressive you've seen Union be on the bases. You don't want a runner in scoring position when you're in a position right now to end the inning.
Pitch to Franson. Low in a ball and a 1-2 count.
That one flirting with the strike zone. It was toeing the line just inches below.
1-2, 2 down, 2-0. Top of the second inning, Union up to bat, runner at first. Stilson looks over his shoulder, over the first base. Swing and fouled out of play, and the count remains 1-2.
You know, one thing about Union's batters so far is that they've just done an excellent job battling at every at-bat. You've never seen anyone really give up. They've all really made these go the distance.
Stilson with the strikeout as they watch it go by. Strikeout number 3 for Stilson, but 1 run scores in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Union 2 and Emery nothing. Game of the week here on KOAL.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
Emory High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
So at the top of the second inning, 1 run scores, 2 hits, 1 left on base for Union. They lead 2-0. Emery now will come up for the second time here in the bottom of the second inning. Garrett Conover will, I believe, yes, it will be Garrett Conover to start the inning off. Inning number 2, the junior, where's number 7, playing third.
Yeah, Conover. Pretty good so far this season. Limited stats coming for him. But in his lone plate appearance, he has hit everything that's been thrown his way.
So here in the bottom of the second inning, Marks, he faced 3 batters in inning number 1.
It came away with the strikeout, the flyout, and a caught stealing. So just about every way you can get out in the game of baseball, we witnessed it.
First pitch is a strike, is a swing and a miss for Conover and an 0-1 count. 2-0 Union. Bottom of the second, there's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2.
And one thing about Conover, if he feels like he can make contact, he's going to swing for the fences. He is a power hitter through and through. And it's always good to have players like that on your team, players that you can know to go to who are going to go step to the plate with no fear.
Larson on deck for the Emery Spartans. There's a swing out to center field. High fly ball caught out there by Labrum for out number 1.
When you say a high fly ball, Sonny, that would have hit a jet plane if it was flying overhead. Just kept going up and up and up and up, grazing the clouds before falling back down to earth.
Senior catcher number 18, Tice Larson, up to bat now for the Emery Spartans with 1 down, nobody on.
And Larson, 235 hitter on the season through 21 plate appearances and 17 at-bats. 4 RBIs for himself to go along with 4 runs.
Wind up in the pitch for the strike and an 0-1 count. Right now, Tyson Marks is feeling it. He's doing a good job on the mound for Union.
He is. He's come in and he's claimed control of this game. He's putting on a performance right now that I'm sure is impressing both coaches and fans.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. So 0-2 count for Emery. One down here in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-0.
Steps out of the box last second as the pitch is midair. Trying to break up the rhythm that we're seeing up on the mound from Marks. You look so far, Marks has only given up one hit in his time up on the hill. He's been doing a pretty admirable job through about 1 1/3 right now.
Good job by the umpire behind the plate, communicating with both the pitcher and the batter on that play. And there's the pitch and a ball and a 1-2 count with one down.
I feel like out of all the sports officials, umpires definitely have the most interaction with the players.
Marks with the pitch. And the strikeout as Larson watches it go by. So strikeout number 2 for Marks. And up will be Mason Thornley, the right fielder, the senior, wearing number 28.
And Thornley, a 308 hitter on the season through 13 at-bats. He got 7 RBIs to his name along with 5 runs. You know, the biggest difference when you look at the plate between these two teams throughout the season has been the ability to go yard. Emery, no home runs on the season.
Swing and a miss, so 1-1 the count. Ben Johansson on deck for the Emery Spartans. 2-0 Union here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah,
For 1 count.
Union just slowly but surely increasing their lead.
Pitch for the strike and an 0-2 count.
That was just a heater to the outside corner. What control Marks is showing so far in his outing?
Shot back to Marks. He makes the play. The little underhand throw to first in time for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Emery Spartans. A fly out to center field, a strikeout, and a hit back to the pitcher. And we have played 2 complete innings, and it's Union 2, Emery nothing on the high school game of the week here on KOAL.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the bottom of the second inning for Emery. We go to the top of the third with a 2-0 Union lead, and coming up to bat will be the center fielder, senior number 2, Gannon Labrum.
You know, this is the start of the order that we saw Stilson struggle with in that first inning. But since then, he's regained his composure. He's looking a lot better up on the mound. I mean, he's starting to show some of that control we expected to see coming into this contest.
Yeah, just 2-0 here in the top of the third inning. The pitch by Stilson for the strike and a 0-1 count.
A perfect little off-speed throw there by Stilson. Catches him off guard, freezes him in the box, gets that first strike. A great way to start the inning.
Labrum walked in the first inning, scored one of the 2 runs. Pitch number 2 is a ball and a 1-1 count.
Trying to go back to that little off speed, just couldn't get the velocity to carry it across the plate.
Labrum walked, stole second, and then on the single, scored from second. Scored the first run for Union. The ball fouled away in a 1-2 count.
Well, Sonny, looking across county lines right now, the Carbon Dinos are in the top of the fourth, and they find themselves down 2-0 to the Manti Templars with 2 runners, or with a runner in scoring position.
So 1-2 count. Stilson with the pitch. Foul ball down the first base line. So it'll be a 1-2 count.
That first base line has been causing Union trouble. I mean, 2 times now we've seen it really teetering on the verge either way, but both times been called foul, halting a Union runner. Last time, though, immediately after, we saw him score a run, so let's hope history doesn't repeat itself here.
1-2 count with nobody down here in the top of the third. Union leads 2-0. Game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Emery and Union. The pitch is a ball as it's low and into the dirt, so a 2-2 count.
Right now, we just need to see Stilson find the strike zone again. You know, sometimes he gets into that rhythm where he can't seem to find it, but once he does, he's able to throw 3 or 4 pitches in a row that all hit the strike zone.
Stilson's pitch. Fouled. Out of play, and the count remains 2-2.
And another battle that faces Stilson up on the rubber as Labrum just doing his best to stay alive in the box.
Stilson has 3 strikeouts, but nothing has come really easy. There's been some good at-bats for Union, making Stilson work. 2-2 the count here. Ball is in the dirt before the plate, and the ball 3, we had a full count, 3-2.
That was one of those balls, Sonny, where you're really glad that there are no runners on base. That would have been an easy steal for the Cougars, but you can get away with it a little bit more when there's no one on.
So we got a full count, 3-2. Fouled away once again. Count remains 3-2.
You can tell Union is feeling it right now. They're swinging with a lot of confidence. Even if they're not hitting it in play, they're making contact, keeping themselves alive in the box. Like you've said, although we see Stilson with 3 strikeouts today, none of them have come easy.
Stilson's pitch. Shot between first and second. We'll go to the right field in a single for Labrum to start the third inning. So runner on first, nobody down.
And another quality at-bat rewarded for the Cougars. They stay patient in the box. They swing when they need to swing. They watch when they need to watch. And as a result, you're just seeing them take advantage yet again.
Pitcher Tyson Marks up to bat, trying to help himself on the mound. At the plate, he struck out his first at bat 0 for 1 on the day. Runner on first base with nobody down for Union. Takes a pretty good sized lead. Stilson looks over. Wind up in the pitch for the strike and an 0-1 count.
That was a nice little off speed. That's been where Stilson's been seeing a lot of success today. The little break, little off speed, able to find the zone, freeze the batter. It's what he's been really successful at today.
0-1 count, nobody out. Top of the third, 2-0 Union. Runner on first. There's the pitch by Stilson. Foul down the third base line and an 0-2 count.
So again, Stilson finds himself ahead of the batter, but the few times we have seen this, it's been a situation where they battle in the box, they keep themselves alive. So Stilson looking to hopefully put this one away quickly.
0-2 count to Marks. Time called.
That's what I like about these pitching duels, is I like seeing the mental games that go on between the pitcher and the batter. It's like a game of cat and mouse, a game of chess between the two.
That's why a lot of people love baseball, is the strategy involved. There's this hit down the left field line deep, and that will go, what'd they call it? I could not see. They call foul?
Let's see what they call.
Fair, and they're going to call it a ground rule double. Is that what they're calling?
It looks like.
Or are they sending him back? Sending him back.
I was going to say, you get a little bit better view of that left field foul pole from here, and it did look like it was just outside of it, and then it bounced over the fence.
So they call a double, so the runner goes from first to third. Marks will go to second. So ground rule double, so runners on second and third with nobody down, and up to bat will be Wadahmadiji.
Well, Sonny, we've seen 2 plays that could have landed fair go foul for the Cougars. That one going in their favor, and as a result, 2 runners in scoring position with no one out. Danger time for the Spartans.
So nobody out, runners on second and third. Called a ground rule double going down the left field side. I'm stuck in the fence. There's the windup and the pitch and a strike and an 0-1 count.
And again, the little off-speed lob from Stilson finds the strike zone, gets strike number 1.
You need this out here with runners on second and third. Need the first out.
And you just need something to go your way desperately right now.
Stilson's pitch inside and the ball 1-1.
Having to kind of scoot out of the way to avoid contact on that one. Again, Union's just very intelligent when it comes to being in the batter's box. They just know where their marks are and where they're going to try and swing and when they're just going to let things pass by.
So 1-1 count. Pitch in for a strike and a 1-2 count. Nice pitch that time by Bo Stilson.
That was exactly what he needed. Regain some composure, settle the seas, and now you have a chance to get that first out yet again.
1-2 count. 2 runners in scoring position, second and third. 2-0 Union, top of the third. Stilson looks over at third. Pitch is low and a ball, 2-2.
So evens it up, but still a favorable position for Stilson.
Two count. Stilson with the pitch. Shot up the middle, over second base, out to center field, base hit. 1 run scores, runners on the corner for Union, and a base hit. So the single scores the run, making it 3-0.
And he waited for the pitch he was looking for, and as soon as he saw it, he's done what the Union's been doing all afternoon, makes contact, drives it right into the gap, and able to drive in a run. That's 3 innings now in a row where Union has found themselves with a run brought in. Makes it a 3-0 ball game.
Yeah, Wada Hamiji with 2 singles, 2 for 2 on the day. Now up the bat will be Bo Earl, struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1, at the plate. Runners on the corner with nobody out. This pitch is high in a ball, 1-0 the count.
Now, this is not an easy situation to find yourself in as a pitcher with runners in the corner, down 3-0 already, trying to avoid that 4th run from crossing home plate.
Yeah, single, a double, and a single in this inning. For Union, pitch is low. The throw to second, not in time. So runners in scoring position. Runners going to come from third to home on the throw to second to make it 4-0.
Well, bad went to worse there, Sonny. The steal at second complete, but the overthrow leads a runner to come home. So not runners in the corners anymore, but you definitely did not want to give up that play.
Yeah, no, runners on third. Might have been better off just holding that ball. Instead, now the runner comes from third to home on the throw, so runner at second for Union with a 4-0 lead.
I think the worst thing, if you're looking at this from an Emery perspective, is there's still no outs in the inning. Union's been able to bring home 2 with no one getting out. So imagine what they can do if they continue this momentum.
1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 so far here in the third with a 4-0 lead with nobody down. Earl with a 1-0 count. Stilson. The batter steps out of the box. We'll redo it again. Stilson gets reset. Wind up in the pitch for the ball and a 2-0 count.
And you can tell that the excessive scoring this inning by Union starting to impact the play of the Spartans just a little bit. They're playing a little rattled right now.
Yep. 2-0 in this inning. 4-0 the score here in the top of the third inning, game of the week. Emery and Union. There's a shot to left field. Single, runner rounds third. Comes in for run number 5. The throw to second, not in time. So the double scores the run, and it's 5-0.
That was probably the best hit we've seen from Union all day, able to bring in the double. Normally, we've seen them make their money either by getting walks to first, hitting a little short single, and then making their way around the bases through steals, getting in scoring position, and taking advantage of that. That one just went soaring into left center field.
Meekum will bat, grounded out the third, his first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. Runner at second with nobody down, 5-0 in favor of Union. 3 runs in this inning. Pitch by Stilson for the strike and an 0-1 count.
And Emery just needs to find that first out at this point. Build something for yourselves. Just try and escape this mess before it continues to get out of control.
Pretty good lead for Earl on second. Stilson looks back at second. Swing and a miss and an 0-2 count.
And again, it feels like when things start getting in Emery's favor, they get ahead in the count, they find themselves with an advantage, they have no one in scoring position. Just in situations like that, it feels like that's when Union plays some of their best. But now with a runner on second, it's even more dangerous.
0-2 count for Stilson. Pitch in for a strike, and the strikeout as he watches it goes by does Meekum. So the strikeout for Stilson, that's strikeout number 4, and out number 1 in the inning with the runner on second, and up to bat will be Asai Burchell.
And it was a much-needed out for Emery, at least get one off the board. Now you can start working back, trying to undo some of the damage that happened early on. But we've seen throughout the year, Sonny, Union's a team who can score in spades early on in the year, coming away with a 15-3 victory over Pineview and, an 11-2 win over Juab.
First pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count. Cy single to right field, scored a run in the second inning. He has 1 of the 5.
You're looking through some other scores throughout the year. Didn't have the best defense in their contest against Stansbury, but they did put up 16 runs in a 16-14 win. They can score in bulk.
Runner at second takes pretty good size lead. Stilson looks back at second. They play off, and Stilson with the pitch. Shot to second base, gets past, and an error for the Emery Spartans, so runners will be on the corner as that ball gets past the second baseman Nielsen for Emery. So now runners on first and third with 1 down.
And just goes right off the glove of Nielsen. He had it, but catches a weird angle, bounces off the ricochet, leads to runners advancing to the corner. And that's just been how things have been bouncing for Emery this game. What looks to be a good moment quickly goes sour as runners again in the corners.
Gavin Roberts up the DH. Where's number 15? Grounded out to shortstop. His first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. That was in the second inning.
You're going to want to see something like that, Sonny. You want to see Emery turn a double play here, escape this inning without letting another run bleed through.
Opportunity for the double play with runners on the corner for Emery, with 1 down, trailing 5-0.
Again, Roberts, pretty solid in situations like this. Through 9 games, he's got 6 RBIs.
Throw over to first. Not in time. Keep him in close to first base, however. That's what they need to do here. You don't want that runner going to second. You want the double play in place. You want to try to keep that runner at first.
You want to make sure they're not getting another in scoring position. Just keep them in check here.
Yeah, 1 down. Throw. Ball on a 1-0 count.
And the fastball just has not been favorable for Stilson today. He hasn't been able to find his rhythm there like he has with his off-speed pitches and his breaking balls.
Top of the third, if you're just joining us, the high school game of the week here at Emery High School. Emery Union leading 5-0. 1 down, runners on the corner. Roberts at bat for Union. The pitch by Stilson in there for a strike and a 1-1 count.
And Union looking to bounce back from a pretty hefty loss they had last week. They fell 21-1 to Desert Hills. So that's a pretty talented 4A squad looking to bounce back from that, get back to their winning ways, especially with region play right here.
Union 5-4, Emery 2-4. First region game of the season. The pitch is inside and a ball and a 2-1 count to the senior Gavin Roberts.
Look what's coming up for Emery, Sonny. It's going to be a packed slate for him this week tomorrow. Again, traveling up to Salem Hills before on Friday, returning to face off against Union out at Union, bringing a close to that region series.
Stilson's pitch. Low on a ball, 3-1.
That was a good check swing by Roberts, who's fully intending to crank that one, but recognizes not in the zone, not a place where he wants to swing at either if he wants to chase. So he wisely brings that bat back to his shoulder, has a favorable count in his favor, so you can swing for the fences these next few pitches.
Ball away from bases loaded. There's a swing and a foul ball down the first base line, making it a 3-2 full count.
Now things a little more interesting. Stilson looking to get the second out of the inning, buy himself a little more breathing room. If you're Roberts, though, you're looking to tack a few more points on the board in what's been a 3-run inning so far for the Cougars.
Huge pitch for Emery. Stilson looks over at first. Small lead at first. Got him. Strike 3 as Roberts watches it go by. So the strikeout, number 5 for Stilson. 2 outs with runners on the corner, trailing 5-0, and coming up to bat will be Davin Brotherson. The left field senior singled his first at bat, 1-for-1, single to left field.
You know, when Stilson has been able to buy himself some breathing room, good things have happened for Emery, looking to carry that momentum and get one last out.
His shot out to left field, that'll be a base hit, and runner will advance to second. So runners on first and second on the single. Right between third and shortstop, and the run scores to make it a 6-0 game. Coming in to scored Bo Earl after his double.
And that little gap has been where Union has been making their money today. Every time they hit into that little area, it feels like they're bringing someone home.
Cade Franson, the leadoff batter to start the game for Union at the plate, walked in his first, struck out in his second, 0-for-1.
If they are to get through this batter, Sonny, then they're going to complete the entire lineup through this third inning.
4 runs have scored here in the top of the third. There's the pitch, swing, strike, 0-1 the count with 2 down.
Now, Union just wants to put on a few more runs throughout this inning. They can push themselves potentially to 8. And that's where danger time really begins. You need to see at least some offense coming from Emery. Last 2 times out, things just haven't gone their favor.
Yeah, you got Labrum on deck, who walked and scored a run, singled and scored a run. Just waiting to get to the plate for Union. So the count is 0-1 with 2 down. The pitch is a ball as it's low and a 1-1 count.
And that one, definitely a situation where you'd see it comes down to what the manager decides to say. That third base coach opting to not send any runners on the steal attempt outside the box on the ground. They don't want to try and risk anything. Now, if this was a situation where you only had 1 out, maybe you have no outs, you definitely try and send those runners, but you got to play a little more tactfully here.
1-1 count, 2 down. Pitch by Stilson. Ball in a 2-1 count.
Fallen behind. Not a place where we've really seen Stilson throughout this game. Normally he's ahead of the count until it goes full.
2-1 count with 2 down. 6-0 Union with the lead here in the top of the third inning here at Emery High School. Starting off region play, the 5-4 Union Cougars, the 2-4 Emery Spartans. Stilson. Runners on first and second with the 2-1 count, 2 down. Looks back at second. The windup in the pitch. Fly ball down the first base line will go out of play and make it a 2-2 count.
Now, if that fence was just built about 3 feet further, they could have had a chance on it, but caught up in the chain link, unable to secure the out, but count goes even at 2-2.
2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pretty good sized lead at second for Union. Pitch by Stilson. Fly ball center field. Back there it's Nielsen. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning, but not before a 4-run score for Union. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, it's Union 6 and the Emery Spartans nothing.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing service to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back. The top of the third inning went with 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 2 left on, 6-0. 6 total runs for Union on 8 hits. 4 left on base.
You know, normally when you look at that left on base, seeing 4, it leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth. But with how effective Union has been outside of that, you're going to feel a little better about leaving those 4 on. However, those could have brought you to at least an 8-run advantage going into the bottom of the third. So Emery kind of dodging a bullet in that regard. Their defense picked up when it needed to. Going into that, it was a very stressful situation. I mean, you bled through about 2 runs at that point. You had no outs. Emery started to put some consistent at-bats together, or able to get batters out, make some good plays in the field. But all in all, it's been Union's day at the ballpark.
So first baseman Ben Johansson, wearing number 1, the junior, up to start the bottom of the third inning for the Emery Spartans. The first pitch. Ball and a 1-0 count. Easton Stoker on deck for the Emery Spartans. There's the pitch.
And Johansson slugging .308 so far on the season through 13 at-bats. He's got 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 RBIs to his name. So again, going through the lineup for Emery, lots of consistency coming in the batter's box, but Union, to their credit, has just done an excellent job, namely Marks on the mound.
Strike with the swing and a 1-2 count for Emery. There's the pitch and foul to the backstop, so a 1-2 count remains for Emery and Johansson.
That one nearly clear in the backstop, and that net gets quite up in the air. It's one of those foul balls where I'm glad we're in a covered building.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Marks.
And Marks has just been doing about everything to get the Emery batters out. We've seen him recover balls that have been struck right to him. We've seen him get strikeouts. We've seen him throw balls that have quickly turned into fly balls. So it's been a team effort, but Marks, I got to give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to accomplish.
Left fielder Easton Stoker, number 25, the junior, up to bat. Shot to third base, fielded there by Purcell. Throw over to first in time for out number 2.
Just a great play by Union defensively, able to make it. It's what you do in those moments where things seem routine. We saw it early on in the game. They weren't able to show enough urgency, and it led to a runner getting to first. The only base runner that we've seen so far for Emery and Nilsson reaching there, because he was showing a little more effort since then, though. Union been pitch perfect.
Pitches a strike and a 0-1 count. Center fielder Trey Nielsen at the plate. Swing fouled away in an 0-2 count.
The freshman hitting 167 on the year, but he does have a run and 2 RBIs behind him on the stat sheet.
Going to the top of the order on deck, Bo Stilson. Wind up in the pitch. Back to Marks. Little underhanded throw to first base in time for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Good defensive inning for Union. With no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Union 6 and the Emery Spartans nothing on the game of the week here on KOAL.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our Price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
So the bottom of the third inning for the Emery Spartans. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Tyson Marks right now pitching a one-hitter.
You know, that one hit was still a close call. They just didn't have the hustle to beat out a runner to first on a ground ball that was struck right to him. You got to give credit to Peyton Nelson for breaking up what could have been a perfect game up to this point. Now, at least Emery has seen the base. However, defensively, we need to see a little bit more from them, just especially after that third inning. It just felt like Union was teeing off to the tune of 4 runs.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Emery Spartans.
Looks like it's going to be Johansson rocking the one on his back. And he's going to be stepping into a pretty precarious situation, down 6-0.
Ben Johansson.
Through the season, Sonny, limited action coming from the mound from the junior, pitching 1.1 innings, giving up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 base on balls, but 2 strikeouts. He was named through 13 batters faced.
So the center fielder, Gannon Labrum up to bat. He's scored twice, walked in the first, singled in the third. Both times he reached base, he has scored 2 out of the 6 runs, and the first pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count.
You know, that's unfortunately been the case for Emery throughout the season. Big innings have cost them games. You look at the contest against Uinta, they fell 13-7. A big 6-run 5th inning, was the downfall in that contest.
And the lefty Ben Johansson throws the ball, and it's a 1-1 count. There's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss, and an 0-2 count.
You know, right now you're just trying to find someone up on the mound who can get a few more outs. Stilson, when he was on, he was really on. However, the Union batters made him battle time and time again.
There's a fly ball out to right field. It gets away from the right fielder. Runner goes from first to second. He'll hold there. And they start off the top of the 4th inning with a runner at second in scoring position.
Well, throughout the game, Sonny, the story for the Spartans has been those plays where you're going, yes, 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 no. Things just go awry at the last second, whether it be a ball skipping off the glove at second or just unable to corral the ball in the outfield. Emery has been their own worst enemy at points throughout this game.
So Tyson Marks will come to the plate, try to help his on-mound performance at the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a double.
He's already
left field and scored a run.
He's already been doing himself a lot of favors, Sonny, just looking to keep up that momentum.
First pitch, a ball and a 1-0 count with runner on second.
So Union, again, they did what they needed to do last at bat. They stay calm despite being down in the count, and then once they see the pitch they take full advantage of it.
Huge lead on second. The pitch for the strike and a 1-1 count.
Evens it back up, just trying to jump out, get an out of any kind at this juncture, trying to keep things rolling here in the 4th inning.
Runner's going to go. They throw to third. They got him in a rundown, and they will get the out.
It was an interesting decision to try and steal on that one, Sonny. Didn't have much in terms of conditions going for him.
They have something here, though. Hang on. Umpires are going to talk this over.
That's never a good sign.
They tagged him out.
They did get him out. That's
We'll
a
see.
certainty. But it's what led up to that point
Right.
that we're looking at. Well, and manager Chase Julian looking kind of animated right now, and that's never a good sign when the runner's still planted at third, so it looks like they are going to keep him advanced.
I'm not quite sure. I think it's something to do with the pitch. But that was late. If it was, not quite sure what's going on, but the runner is going to be safe at third with a 1-1 count.
Well, like I said, Sonny, yes, 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 no is the theme of the game, and just it strikes again. And he's pleading his case. He continues to jaw with the official. Looks like he's turned his attention from the third base ump down to the home plate umpire. Has some words.
So that goes from an out to a runner on third with nobody down. Such a huge play.
It's situations like that, Sonny, where I'm both glad I'm up here and can't hear, but I also really wish I could hear what was being said.
Johansson with the pitch. And the ball in a 2-1 count.
It looks like that last call did have some impact on Johansson. He's just looking a little more rattled up on the mound than we saw him when he first entered this contest.
So a 2-1 count to Marks. In the dirt, make it a 3-1 count. Runner on third, nobody down. Top of the fourth, 6-0 Union. Johansson wind up in the pitch. And ball 4, and the runner will take first. So Marks with the double, his last at bat, he'll take the walk. Runners on the corner for Union with nobody down.
And we've seen them in this position time and time again, Sonny. They take advantage when runners are in scoring position. Emery looking to break that trend here, but with 0 outs in the inning so far, that makes it a taller task.
Wada Hamiji up to bat for Union with the runners on the corner. He has had a good day. 2 singles, scored 1 run. So he's 2 for 2 on the day. Tried to make it 3 for 3 with the runners on the corner. Nobody down in a 6-0 lead for Union.
And what makes him dangerous, Sonny, is we've seen it before. He's got speed behind him as well.
First pitch over for a strike and an 0-1 count as he watches that one go by. So a 0-1 count. Runner goes. Throw to third. Not in time. Runner goes from first to second. So 2 runners now in scoring position for Union with nobody down.
That's just good strategy, Sonny. You're making the catcher try and choose where he needs to go. That time he opts for third, leaving the runner an open path to second. However, you'd rather give that up than a run.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on second and third. 6-0 lead for Union, trying to add to that. The pitch is outside and high for the ball, 2-1. Two-one count. Johansson looks back at second. Shot between second and third goes out to left field, and runner will score on the single. So runners remain on the corner. Coming in to score is Labrum to make it 7-0.
Well, 3 of 3 on the day now is Wadahomiji, and he is able to just get to first so consistently. He's very patient in the box, and when he sees his opportunity, he takes full advantage of it. That time bringing in a run makes it 7-0, Sonny. Again, we said it last inning, but danger time now for the Spartans. 1 more run puts them up 8-0, and at the end of the 5th, That's a forfeit.
So Bo Earl up to bat, 1 for 2. Struck out in the first inning, doubled and scored a run in the third. And the first pitch for Johansson, a strike and a 0-1 count with runners on the corner.
And what you want to see right now from Johansson is just him building up a little more rhythm. He had it disoriented by the call early on.
Fly ball to center field, back to make that catch for out number 1 is Nielsen, but the runner will score on the sacrifice fly. So coming in to score his marks to make it 8-0.
A nice little jaunt from third base to home. He didn't have to do much of a sprint to try and bring that one in.
Brennan Meekum up to bat, 0 for 2, grounded out to third in the second inning, struck out in the third. So runner on first with an 8-0 lead. 2 down for Emery. Johansson looks over at first. The windup and the pitch runner is going to go. The throw to second gets past, and the runner will be safe with the stolen base in scoring position once again. And Union has made it clear that they're going to be aggressive on the bases. They haven't stopped yet.
No, you got to respect the mentality. They're sticking with what they started with, and it's paid off for them now. Why take your foot off the gas pedal?
So runner on second, 2 down. Johansson looks back at second. The wind up the pitch. Ball. They watch it go by, so a 1-0 count.
Now, this feels like Union sending a message to the rest of the region like, hey, we're better than what our record is showing right now. We may be 5-4, but we are not going to back down from any competition.
Pitch for the strike. One-two count for Johansson. Runner on second, has a pretty good size lead. Johansson looks back at second base. The windup in the pitch. Low on a ball.
You can tell they're itching to jump out at second base. They're looking ready to make a move if another ball like that falls into the dirt.
3-1 count. Pitch by Johansson. For the strike, we got a full count, 3-2. It's a huge pitch.
That was a big make-or-break moment for Johansson, and now he brings it to a full count.
3-2 count, 1 down, nice lead on second. Johansson's pitch, swing and a strikeout. So Johansson gets his first strikeout, out number 2 in the inning for Union. Up 8-0 with runner on second.
Was some much needed momentum for Emery, being able to get an out in that situation where I felt like the lights were shining the brightest. Escaping from that does wonders for your confidence, Sonny, especially heading in to what could be the last out of this inning.
Pitch to Burchell, fouled out of play in a 1 count. Cy singled and scored in the second inning, reached on an error in the third inning, so he's touched first base both times he's got up to the plate. 0-1 count, 2 down, 8-0. Runner on second for Union, top of the fourth inning.
Now, Sonny, coming into this year, Union was expected to be one of the powerhouses in 3A baseball. It showed in the coaches poll. They came in first by a pretty hefty margin.
Pitch number 2 outside the ball, 1-1 count.
I mean, you look through who they're returning. Pretty much everyone we've seen in this lineup is returning from last season where they went 9-1 in Region 13 play.
Pitch for a ball, 2-1 the count.
That was a completely different Region 13 as well. That was when they were facing schools like Grantsville and Morgan, some of those powerhouses from up along the Wasatch Front. And Union was hanging with the best of them.
Yeah, 7 of this batting order seniors for this ball club. That's a good point, Aiden, that you made. This is a very veteran team. The pitch goes foul out of play and a 2-2 count.
And, talent makes a lot of difference in the game of baseball. However, being able to have that experience at the varsity level, that can do wonders for a squad. Players who have been in these positions before, been able to see some of the later stages of the game in the playoffs, that really does help. And a lot of these players were present, too, on that state championship team from just 2 seasons ago.
2-2 count. Johansson's pitch. Swing. Fouled away, and the count remains 2-2 with 2 down. Once again, big pitch here. Get this batter out and get to the bottom of the 4th inning and get a spark on the offensive side, trailing 8-0.
And that's what you need, Sonny. You may be able to escape here, but you need that spark on the offensive side. And back to the top of the order they go. So you got a pretty good look at trying to accomplish just that.
Steps out of the batter's box, so we'll reset here with the 2-2 count, 2 down. Pitch for a ball, full count, 3-2. On deck is Gavin Roberts.
And again, looking at a potential steal there, but good job getting in front of that, digging into the dirt by Larson, able to stay in front of it.
Catcher position. Toughest position in baseball?
Oh, absolutely. Now, everyone thinks it's the pitcher, but the catcher has to know so many different personalities.
And the ball 4, so runner will take first.
Yeah, you have to know each of your pitchers personally. You have to get to know them on a one-on-one basis, know what kind of throws they like to make in what situations, and know kind of how to conduct the game. They're kind of the general on the field, making sure everyone else is in lockstep with them.
DH Gavin Roberts up to bat, 0 for 2, grounded out the shortstop in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 3rd.
And you're hoping here, Sonny, that this isn't the time he breaks that hitless streak in this game.
1st and 2nd runners, 8-0 Union, 2 down. Top of the 4th. Johansson lined up in the pitch. Shot to second, fielded there, and touch for the out, number 3. Nice play by Nielsen, and that will end the top of the 4th inning, but another 2-run score for Union. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 8-0 Union. Emery up to bat when we come back.
Welcome to Emery and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emery and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
Our home flooded when the refrigerator line broke. We felt helpless, didn't know what to do. Our neighbors told us to call On Call Restore. They really came through for us.
Serving all of southeastern Utah, they're fast and professional. 24/7 emergency services for water, fire, and mold. They even do emergency board-ups. And as a licensed insured general contractor, they do the remodeling as well. Call for a free quote, 650-1092.
Bringing you peace of mind during the worst of times. Call On Call, 650-1092.
We'll be on our way. Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans. News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
So the top of the 4th inning for Union, they had 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's an 8-0 Union lead, and now it's time for Emery to get something going on the offensive side. We talked about it. They got to have a spark now. They've got to start right here in this 4th inning.
No, it needs to start now. You don't really have much time to try and waste anymore, but the last 3 innings, we've seen 3 up, 3 down. Union just making full efforts defensively. Tyson Marks on the mound has had full control of this game.
Yeah, he's faced 9 batters as we go to the top of the 4th inning.
Now, so back to the top of the inning for Emery Stilson. He made contact with the first pitch that was thrown his way. However, it was just an easy pop out to right field. Looking to change his fortunes now and try and spark something. That's what the top of this lineup can do. We know Bo can get on base. We know Peyton can get on base. We know Trigg can get on base. We just need to see them take advantage of that.
As you said, 0 for 1 on the day as we go to the top of the 4th inning for the senior Bull Stilson. Try to get something going here for the Emery Spartans, down 8-0, bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch is high and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Again, coming into this game, Sonny Stilson with a pretty impressive batting average of .318 through 22 at-bats.
One hit in the ball game for Emery so far. Pitch number 2 is a ball, 2-0.
So you want to hope that maybe this trend continues, not able to find the strike zone, get someone on base for the Spartans.
Mark's pitch. Fly ball out to right field. Fielded out there by Earl for out number 1.
And near identical to the first out for Stilson, popped up into that little right center field in the shallows, able to make an easy run up on it and grab it. It just, you wish it could have fallen just a few feet shorter. A little less power behind it, right in between the second baseman and that right fielder. Just unfortunately was not the case. So Peyton Nilsson steps to the plate now for Emery.
Fouled away in an 0-1 count.
And Emery just trying to get something in play right now. You know, when you see in play, you hope it's not right to the pitcher as it has been the last several times.
Pitch is inside and a ball and a 1-1 count.
Well, if nothing else, Sonny, the weather continues to be beautiful here at Spartan Field.
Swing and a miss and a 1-2 count. 1-2 count, 1 down.
Trying to avoid a second straight out. Emery just has not been able to get any momentum going for themselves at the plate.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Tyson Marks, who has complete control of this game.
Oh, yeah, no, he is getting what he wants up on the mound. And, you know, even when Emery has been able to make contact, it's either gone foul or been a very manageable play, either right to him or an easy pop out to the outfield.
Jensen up, number 24, the junior shortstop, struck out his 1 at bat, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. And the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1.
Normally a .250 hitter on the season, Sonny Trigg. Pretty impressive what he's been able to do at the plate. Only a junior.
Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. Conover on deck for the Emery Spartans. Marks with the windup and pitch with an 0-2 count. Strikeout as he watches it go by. So strikeout number 5. And that inning, 3 up, 3 down. Nobody left on base as we go to the top of the 5th inning. It's an 8-0 Union lead.
Golfers, get ready for year-round fun at Swing and Swear. Step into the action with over 43,000 world-class courses to choose from. No passport required. Rain or shine, you can tee off indoors. Multiple bays, club rentals, tables, chairs, and concessions. It's the perfect spot to practice your game, celebrate with friends, or spend time with family. From the serious golfer to first-timers, everyone is welcome to join the fun. Swing and Swear, located just off Ridge Road. Call 299-6200 to schedule a tee time today. At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Union with an 8-0 lead up to bat. Johansson pitching for the Emery Spartans. So a good outing for Tyson Marks to start region play. He has 5 strikeouts, 1 hit. I mean, we're going into the 5th inning, Aiden, and he has faced the amount of batters that he had to face.
No, he's done an incredible job, Sonny. Looking across county lines right now, we see the score out at Carbon High School. Manti up 7-2 over the Dinos midway through the 6th inning. So things not going as well over there to start region play for Carbon as well. And looking around at some other teams, it's a big day over in the world of softball. Carbon and Emery facing off against each other right now. Dino's down to Emery, winless on the season so far. Emery up 7-6 at the top of the third. So it's been a high-scoring affair over at the Dino complex.
So as we go to the top of the fifth inning, fouled away for strike number one. Davin Brotherson singled in the second, singled in the third. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
And right now, Sonny, you're looking for strikes by any means necessary. You're not going to complain about how they come, whether it be a foul ball or a throw right down the middle.
Fouled away for strike 2-0-2. Thanks for those scores, Aiden. You always do a great job keeping everybody updated on the scores.
It's nice this time I don't have to rely on a group text. I don't have to rely on others. Yeah, right now, Emery ahead in the count. Looking to take advantage. You can get an out here early. That breaks the trend you've seen the last few innings where Union scored 4 and 2 respectively. Union yet to have an inning where they haven't seen home plate from circling around.
Yep. The Union pitcher, Marks, has faced 12 batters in 4 innings.
No, what he's been able to do today, Sonny, is nothing short of incredible.
1-2 count, pitch is low, and a 2-2 count for Johansson.
Just my goodness. And, he's one hustle play away from having a perfect game so far. But credit to Peyton Nelson. He did not give up on that little short dribbler to the mound. He's able to leg it out, get the hit.
Yeah, put it right where he had to get it to get his single. There's the pitch and a full count, 3-2.
At that point in the game, you felt like Emery was going to respond back to that one-run inning Union had. However, next at bat, Nelson thrown out at second on the steal attempt.
Pitch is outside and a ball. So Brotherson will take the walk, and the leadoff batter reaches first base. And Cade Franson will be up to bat. He walked in the first, struck out in the second, flew out to center field in the third. So he's 0 for 2 on the day, but he did have that one walk. Was thrown out on an attempted steal. That's been his day at the plate.
And so far today, Union, Sonny, they found themselves in situations where most teams he'd kind of shy down 0-2, down 1-2, but they always find a way to battle back into the at-bat and either get a hit or come away with the walk. It's impressive, the plate discipline they're showing today.
Nice first pitch by Johansson to get the strike and an 0-1 count. Gets ahead of the batter, looks over at first with the runner there. The windup in the pitch. Fly ball to right field will be covered out there for Emery for the out.
It was a good job out there tracking it by Thornley. Keeps his eye on it and able to make the easy catch.
Out number 1.
Looking to build off that momentum this at-bat now. Johansson toes the line.
So the first pitch is a ball at a 1-0 count to Labrum, who walked in the first, scored a run, singled in the third, scored a run, reached base on an error in the fourth inning, and scored a run. So he's scored all 3 times he's been on base for Union, and the pitch is a ball and a 2-0 count.
Johansson switches it up from pitch number 1 to pitch number 2, tries to get the curve to fall on the first, just didn't get enough break to find the zone on the first. That time he goes for the fastball on the inside, just can't hit the zone.
Swing and fouled, 2-1 count. Yeah, when you come to the plate 3 times and you touch home base 3 times, you're having a good day.
No, you're feeling pretty good about things, no matter what happens with this fourth at bat. 3 of 4 is still really impressive. Heck, most players are happy to go 1 of 4 at the plate.
Johansson looks over at first, the windup in the pitch. Fly ball to deep left field. That will land for the base hit. Runner will advance from first to third. A double for Labrum. Runners on second and third with 1 down for Union.
I'm not going to lie, Sonny. That one had me worried. It looked like it had the distance. outfielders backpedaling. Stilson trying to corral it, track it in, but it drops just underneath the fence line, able to grab it and make the play. Stops any runs from bleeding through, however. Another unfavorable situation for the Spartans with runners on third and second.
Nice shot to left center field for Labrum. Gets the double. Runners on second and third with one down and an 8-0 lead. And coming up to bat will be Tyson Marks. Struck out in the first, doubled and scored in the third, walked and scored in the fourth. Johansson's pitch. Shot down the first base line. Fair ball. 1 run will score. Rounding third, 2 runs will score as it goes to the fence down the first base line. It turns into a double, so 2 more runs on this shot by Marks.
Yeah, that felt like a white flag waving for Emery. Just not a lot of hustle on that go around, and it brings home 2 runners for the Cougars. Turns into a double on what could have easily been an out at first, but Union adding some insurance runs to their already commanding lead.
Yep. So 2 runs scored to make it 10-0. Coming up to the plate for Union with a 10-0 lead and runners on second.
Yeah, Wadamahoji stepping to the line again.
Yeah, he singled in the first, singled in the third and scored, singled in the fourth. Pitch goes to the backstop. Runner will advance to third.
Well, barring an Emery offensive outburst, Sonny, this one looking like it's going to end early today as Union just continues to pile it on.
Yeah, Wadahomiji with a great offensive game today, 3 for 3, all singles, scored 1 run. Runner on third here with 1 down, leading 10-0.
Not just as a team, everything's clicking offensively for Union, both pitching, fielding, and hitting-wise.
So the pitching by Marks, Emery just hasn't been able to get any kind of groove.
No, they really haven't. It's been impressive what they've been able to do just off his arm alone. Everything that's been hit by Emery has been in a manageable place. And when he's been on, Sonny, he has been on, just throwing strike after strike after strike.
Pitch for a ball and a 2-0 count.
Spartans have 1 out so far this inning, looking to try and get number 2 against the Cougars, try and stop that runner at third from getting through.
High school game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 7:50 a.m. There's a swing and a miss, excuse me, and a 2-1 count with 1 down.
Now, just a dominant performance. I just can't stop singing the praises of what Union's been able to accomplish today. They have just been dominant in every facet of the game. You talk about 5-tool players, Sonny. This has been a 5-tool team today.
Pitches the ball and a full count. 3-2 count going to Union with the runner on third base.
I think it all started with that initial game plan for them. I mean, they came out, they knew that they wanted to be aggressive, and they took every opportunity they could, and it paid off in dividends for them.
High fly ball going to right field, coming in to make the play. It will land. 1 run will score and a double for Union to make it 11-0.
And again, Sonny, you think things are finally going to go in the favor of the Spartans, but mishaps happen in the field, and it leads to another Union run getting through. And, looking at Union throughout this game, Sonny, they had an impressive start, scoring 1 run in both the first and second innings. And looking back on it now, it felt like that's when they were just warming up. Since then, they had the big 4-run third, 2 runs last inning, and 3 runs already with only 1 out and another runner in scoring position. Union just dominant.
So runner on second. Bo Earl will be at the plate for Union. He struck out in the first, doubled and scored in the third, flew out in the 4th inning to center field. And the pitch for Johansson for the strike and an 0-1 count. Yeah, 1 run. Union scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 here in the fifth.
Just they do not slow down. It's impressive what they're doing.
Johansson's pitch. Low on a ball, 1-1.
And Johansson just needs to keep it in front of Larson. Don't let that one go back to the backstop again, because knowing what we see from Union, we're probably going to see, if that happens, a runner advancing to third.
Looks back at second. Pitch for a ball and a 2-1 count.
Carbon starting to try and chip their way back into the deficit. They were down 7-1, now down 7-3 against the Templars of Manti. That's another team just filled with athletes across the board.
Lots of baseball and softball going on in the area. There's a fly ball that will drop into right field for a single, and that's going to have runners on the corner for Union as Bo Earl with the single to right field.
And even though this game feels like it is all but decided, all they're waiting for is the end of this fifth inning, Union still playing very disciplined baseball. In most situations, you'd see players in a situation like this, you're already up 11. They try and turn that single from second into a run, but he wisely stops at third, halts himself. You got to love not only the plate discipline, but the field discipline as well.
First baseman Bennett Meekum up to bat. Where's number 22, the senior, 0 for 3, grounded out the third and a couple of strikeouts. Johansson with the pitch with runners on the corner, strike and an 0-1 count. Meekum watches that one go by, so an 0-1 count.
And Johansson just, again, trying to establish some rhythm, but every time it feels like he's getting somewhere with it, Union finds a way to mess with it.
Fouled away for strike 2, 0-2 count.
If you're getting out here, Sonny, you're going to feel a little bit better about how things are going heading into the last out of the top half of this frame. But Union just, again, it feels like they're making very few mistakes today.
And he watches strike 3 go by for the strikeout for Johansson, his second strikeout of the ball game. Out number 2. With runners on the corner and an 11-0 lead here in the top of the fifth inning.
And that's exactly what the Spartans needed to see, especially for Johansson up on the mound. He just needed to see that, hey, this is something we can do. This team isn't immortal. We can easily make these kinds of plays.
Fly ball to left center field. That will drop in between 3 Emery players, so runners will be right on the corner.
Well, you had 3 players there in left field, none of them able to come up with the catch, and as a result, Union gets to stay alive. They bring another runner home. The lead balloons to 12, Sonny. And, that's a football score, 12-0.
Gavin Roberts will be up to bat, the DH senior, wearing number 15, 0 for 3, grounded out to shortstop in the first, struck out in the third, grounded out to second in the fourth inning, so he's looking for his first hit of the ball game, 0 for 3. 12-0 Union with the lead.
If you're Emery, you're looking to keep that hitless streak alive, end this inning on a high note.
First pitch for strike.
It's replicating what we saw in the third inning, Sonny. Just Union getting whatever they want at the plate along the bases. They're taking in full advantage of any and every error that Emery is committing.
Line drive goes out in the right field, right over the second baseman's head for a single, put right in the perfect spot. Earl will come in to score to make it 13-0.
Yeah, they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal, son. You got to respect it. They're doing everything they need to do, and they're taking full advantage of just about everything that Emery's throwing their way, both figuratively and literally.
And Davin Brotherson will go to bat. This will be his second time in the inning, so Union bats around here in inning number 5 with a 13-0 lead.
And that's what we saw in inning number 3 as well, able to clear that order and, score sits one more than they had in that frame. So they left 2 on in that inning. If they get an out here, only 1 will be left on.
Brotherson is 2 for 2 singles. He walked and scored in this inning. The pitch by Johansson. Fouled away in the strike, 0-1 count.
I feel like I made the mistake, Sonny, in the pregame show saying that baseball's typically a low-scoring affair. I've been proven wrong and then some today.
0-2 count for Johansson. Runners on first and second. The pitch low in the ball, so a 1-2 count.
You know, it feels like when Emery's pitchers have been able to find themselves up 0-2, that's when the struggles really start from on the mound. You know, it's like an offensive coordinator in the red zone. You run the ball down the field, and then all of a sudden you want to start throwing. It's a similar thing. You get too caught up in your own head.
Pitch low in the ball, 2-2 count.
It's one of those things where you feel like you need to break it up, try some new things, but in a situation like this, it's best to just stick to what's been working, make them try and stop you with what you've been successful with.
1-2 count, 2 down. Runners on first and second for Johansson. Looks back at second. The pitch for the strike. Apparently it was not 1-2.
That's devastating. I thought that was going to be the one that ended the inning.
Now it's 1-2.
Now you just got to do a little more legwork now. Just replicate what you did last time.
So it's a 1-2 count. There's the pitch. There's a shot between third and short. We'll go out into left field for the single. We'll have bases loaded for Union. So 2 times Brotherson has got to the plate in the 5th inning, and he has reached with a walk and scored, and now a single.
You know, the batting has just been impressive, what we've seen on display from the Cougars today. Gavin Wilkerson, the senior, stepping to the plate now for the Cougars.
He'll come in and bat for the first time. So we have bases loaded here in the top of the 5th inning with a 13-0 lead.
You know, I feel like if there's any time they're going to put in a pinch hitter, this is the one who's going to hit it out of the park with the bases loaded. That's just how this game has gone today.
Pitch by Johansson. High fly pop-up in the infield, caught for out number 3, and that will end the inning. But not before 5 more runs come in for Union. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's Union 13 and the Emery Spartans nothing. When we come back, it's the game of the week here on KOAL.
Discover the best in local flavor at Stewart's Market in Castledale and Main Street Market in Farron. Enjoy the largest fresh produce section around. Ripe, vibrant, and hand-selected just for you. The personal butcher ensures every cut is just right, and the deli delights with ready-to-eat favorites. Shop fresh, shop local, and taste the difference community makes. Only at Stewart's Market and Main Street Market. Come home to quality and hometown service today.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
So in that 5th inning for Union, they have 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base to make it a 13-0 lead. And Emery, as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, trying to get something going on the offensive side. But so far, Tyson Marks, the pitcher for Union, has made it very difficult for Emery to get anything going on the offensive side. He's pitched a gem.
He has. No, there's not much more you can say about it, Sonny. He's had complete control, and he's done just about everything. And no matter if Emery's making contact, he just puts it in a place, and he has enough spin on it where it's just not going anywhere.
Garrett Conover up to bat, the third baseman for Emery. He's 0 for 1, flew out to center field his first at-bat. The first pitch is high and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Now, Emery right now just looking to tack on a few runs. They need to put up, I believe, at least 6 if they want to put this one back into a realm where we can get to a 6th inning.
Foul. Pitch number 2 for a strike and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, fouling that one off. He made contact, just unable to put it into play.
So one base runner for Emery today as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fly balls down the first base line will go foul, and it'll be a 1-2 count.
And that one didn't leave much doubt about it. We've seen times today, though, where it's been a game of inches, whether that ball stays fair or goes foul along either line. And it feels like every time it has gone fair, it's been in favor of the Cougars.
1-2 count. Marks with the windup and the pitch. Shot goes into left field between third and short, and the single for the Emery Spartans to start the bottom of the 5th inning with Conover with the single. And that's what they needed. They just needed to get something going. They needed a little spark. Now they do with nobody down and a runner on first.
Yeah, now you're in a situation now where you just need to keep building off that spark. You can't let it die out. You want to try and build a real fire behind the team here.
The catcher, Tice Larson.
Tice Larson, big dinner, so they call him.
At the plate, runner at first. Pitch for a strike and an 0-1 count.
That one had some heat behind it, Sonny. I thought I saw some dirt kicking up in its wake. Again, Marks just throwing with an impressive velocity.
Looks over at first. 0-1 count. There's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss and an 0-2 count.
Trying to get something going. Anything into play would be beneficial for Emery right now. If not this game, at least building some momentum heading into tomorrow's contest. They just want to have something behind them.
Pitch. Contact. A little blooper goes to the second baseman. Making that play is Wills for out number 1. Runner stays at first.
That's what made Conover's hit all the more impressive. Whenever Emery has been able to make contact and keep it in play, those have been the kind of hits we've been seeing. Just easy little bloops out into the shallow outfield or either direct line right back to Marks. What Conover was able to do is send it on the rope right through that gap between short and third.
Mason Thornley up the bat, grounded out. His first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day, and there's the first pitch. It's a ball and a 1-0 count.
Yeah, you just got to leave it all out there now, Sonny. You really can't afford. You don't really have much room to have any room for regret here. You just got to keep on swinging.
Shot to right field. The roll of ground gets through the second baseman for the second single of the inning. So runners on first and second with Thornley's single. Ben Johansson will come up to bat for Emery. 0 for 1, struck out in the third inning. So runners on first and second with 1 down. Emery has something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 13-0.
Yeah, things just starting to click for the Spartans now. You just wish you could have seen it happen earlier in the contest, especially when the deficit wasn't so large.
Have some scores from around the area here as soon as we can get some for you. Keep you updated on everything going on here. It's 13-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch for a strike and an 0-1 count.
Bottom of the 7th over at Carbon as the Dinos down 7-3 at the bottom of the 7th to the Templars of Manti. Trying to mount a comeback right now. 1 out. 2 outs now. 2 on base. Carbon looking to keep themselves alive. Start region with a win, but Manti making that a tall task. Over in our contest between the Dinos and the Spartans on the softball field, Emery up 10-6 at the top of the 4th.
Updates from around the area. Lots of baseball, softball going on in the area. It's an 0-2 count here for Emery. The windup in the pitch is high in a ball, 1-2.
So Mark's starting to lose a little bit of that control he displayed through the first 4 innings, but with the velocity he's been thrown with, it's understandable that some of that is going to start to slip as you get to the later stages of the game.
First and second. Fly ball to right field will be caught out there. Runner will advance from second to third. The throw. Everybody will stay on the corners for the Emery Spartans without number 2.
Now, if you're Emery right now, even just a single run scored is going to feel pretty good in this situation. Break that goose egg off the board. The game may be ending after this frame if you can't tack on enough runs. However, seeing something other than a 0 in that final score place, it's better than nothing.
So that deep fly ball to right field advances the runner to third. So runners on the corner for the Emery Spartans with 2 down.
Stoker up to bat for the Spartans, hitting .385 on the year.
0 for 1 today, grounded out to third. His 1 at bat. Runners on the corner with 2 down. Pitch. Pop up in the infield will go foul. Stays in play. Caught by Marks for out number 3.
What a job by Marks. I mean, throughout the game, he just displayed complete control, had the Spartans wherever he wanted them as they claimed the 13-0 victory over Emery. What a way to open up region play for Union if you're Emery. Still early in the season, but you got some work to do now following this loss. And not only that, Sonny, they get a rematch attempt later this week on Fridays. They make the trip to Roosevelt to face off against Union in their home turf. Gotta think they're going to be hungry for some payback.
So at bottom of the 5th, no runs on 2 hits, 2 left on base. Final score after the 5 innings, it's Union 13 and the Emery Spartans nothing. When we come back, we'll have the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show on the Game of the Week here on KOAL.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in Eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in Eastern Utah.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in Historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Our home flooded when the refrigerator line broke. We felt helpless, didn't know what to do. Our neighbors told us to call On Call Restore. They really came through for us.
Serving all of southeastern Utah, they're fast and professional. 24/7 emergency services for water, fire, and mold. They even do emergency board-ups. And as a licensed insured general contractor, they do the remodeling as well. Call for a free quote, 650-1092.
Bringing you peace of mind during the worst of times. Call On Call, 650-1092.
We'll be on our way. In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back to the game of the week here, the high school game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Emery Spartans and Union here at Emery High School, and an impressive outing for Union as they come away with a 13-0 win over the Emery Spartans. They go to 1-0 in region play, 6-4 overall. The Emery Spartans dropped to 0-1 in region play, 2-5 overall. And Aiden, I mean, you can't say enough about Tyson Marks, the pitcher for the Union Cougars. He faced 17 batters in 5 innings. I mean, he had 1 hit going until the last inning. He allowed 2 more hits in the 5th inning, but 3 hits on the day for Tyson Marks. He had complete control of the ball game from the beginning to the end.
No, it was dominance through and through coming for Tyson Marks. No matter what inning it was, no matter who he was facing in the box, he just had control. He had that ball on a rope today, Sonny. And it's one of those things where I feel like, especially in high school basketball, anytime you see a radar gun coming out pre-game, good things are going to happen on the mound for the team who is bringing it out tonight. Tyson Marks brought the thunder. What a showing from the young man.
Yeah, in the first inning, 3 batters. There was the single. The second batter for the Emery Spartans got on with that little single that he hit right where he had to hit it to get to first base, but then got thrown out. So he faced 3 batters in the first inning, 3 batters in the second, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 5 in the 5th.
You know, that was when he started losing some of that control, which you expect with the velocity that he was throwing at today. By the 5th inning, that arm's going to start feeling a little less solid. It's going to feel a little more like jello, especially as you're trying to deliver those pitches at the speed he was today. And, you know, you didn't see that slip until then, but by that point, the game was already in favor of Union. You figured by the when they got down there that was going to be the tail of the game, and lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. If you have to name any player of the game, Sonny, Tyson Marks dominated.
He did. You know, you look at Union on the offensive side, 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 5 in the 5th. They had 13 runs on 14 hits. They left 9 on base as well. 4 errors for Emery helped them out a little bit. But, you know, if you look on the offensive side, Union just played a good game today all the way around. Gannon Labrum, every time he walked up to the plate, he touched first, and he also touched home.
You know, he was really a catalyst for this offense. He was doing just everything right. And credit to the entire batting order for the Cougars. It felt like every time they found themselves down in the count, 0-2, 0-1, 1-2, they were just able to stay calm, stay composed, and battle back into the bat. And I feel like that's what's the most frustrating for Emery today, was finding themselves in those favorable situations while pitching, you know, up 0-2 and not being able to come up with the strikeout and letting those runs continue to bleed through. I feel like that's the area that really has got to sting the most for Emery.
Yeah, Labrum scored all 4 times. He walked in the first and scored, singled in the third and scored, reached on an error in the fourth and scored, doubled in the 5th and scored. And then Tyson Marks, we said he'd done such a great job pitching. He helped himself on the offensive side as well. He struck out in the first inning, but then he doubled in the 3rd and scored, walked in the 4th and scored, doubled in the fifth and scored. So on both sides of the ball for Tyson Marks, he was huge for Union today.
Yeah, you can't go wrong when you have a player putting up those kinds of numbers in just a 5-inning game. Dominance through and through for the Cougars of Union. They were picked to win this region in the coaches poll for a reason, Sonny, and today they showed that, yeah, it was just a slow start. They didn't leave any doubt on there. However, Emery has to have a short memory tomorrow, making the trip up to face off against the Skyhawks of Salem Hills. And then on Friday, back against the Cougars, they will go, making the trip up to Roosevelt for another game.
Yeah, back to the region play on a Friday. Once again, the final score today in 5 innings, 13-0 Union. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show here on the Game of the Week, the high school Game of the Week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Smith. After 6 years as a nurse, I've learned that sometimes our bodies just need a little extra support. That's what IV therapy can do. It can help you bounce back quicker after an illness, recover faster after a workout, ease migraines, and even improve focus and energy. Think of it as giving your body a direct line to the hydration and nutrients it needs to feel its best. I'd love to help you find the right blend for your goals. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at wellness.iv.utah.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
You're listening to Emery High School Baseball on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back in to the Game of the Week here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. The Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show coming your way as the Spartans fall 13-0 in 5 innings to the Cougars of Union to open up region play. Joining us now here in the Sutherland's broadcast booth, we are joined by Mason Thornley Sr. for the Spartans. Mason, pleasure to be catching up with you today. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, of course. Glad to be up here.
So, that it's a bit of a rough one, seeing the score fly like that. But you and I were talking a little bit before we came on air. You guys have identified some of the things you can improve already. And I think that's the sign of a good team in the making. You guys are already seen what you need to improve. So just kind of walking us through, what did you see out there first on the offensive side while you were in the box?
Our offensive side, we saw some good pitching today. Nothing we can't handle. But we were a little bit timid in the box, it seemed to me. We watched a lot of strikes. We watched a lot of first pitch fastballs that we probably shouldn't be watching, that we should be attacking a little bit more.
Now, on a lot of these pitches we saw, whether if he wasn't striking out, he was throwing the ball in just the right way where it felt like it was always going right back to him. Are we seeing a lot of backspin on those pitches?
Yeah, a little bit. Those fastballs are spinning they got pretty high RPMs, and it just kind of a matter of getting unlucky sometimes, just hitting it right back at him. And he made some great plays on the mound out there. He snagged one of mine that was pretty good, and yeah.
And I feel like going to that theme of being unlucky today, that was something that just you saw throughout the contest. I mean, there were times where, maybe the sun got in your eyes, maybe wind blows just wrong, ball bounces off your glove. But overall, what happened in the past is in the past. And looking ahead, you guys have a lot of opportunities for redemption. That starts tomorrow against Salem Hills. What do you guys know about the Skyhawks?
They're a pretty good team, I believe. I don't know a whole lot, but yeah, we're excited to go get them. We're looking for a win there.
Now, when you're going off a loss like this and you're looking for a bounce back, what's kind of the mentality going into this next game?
We got to have the mentality. We kind of just got in baseball. You got to have short-term memory. So we kind of just want to forget this game, learn from it, don't forget it, but move on from it, and just go out there tomorrow. We're still a great team. We still have everything we need. We just got to put it all together and we get a good dub tomorrow.
And then, of course, coming up on Friday, you got a rematch against the Cougars out in Roosevelt. I'm sure you guys are going to be hungry to come away with a win in that one.
Yeah, we're hoping to get out there and get a good win against them, get some payback, because that didn't feel too great today.
As you look at the season as a whole, we're still very young into the year. You guys have only played 7 games. As you look at the development of this team, what are you seeing that on more of a positive note? What are you seeing from the growth of both you personally and the team as a whole?
As a team, we've cleaned up a lot of errors this year. We started off pretty rough with our fielding. We were letting a lot of balls get through us that we probably shouldn't, and we've cleaned that up a lot, and I think we're looking a lot better in that area.
Now, throughout the years, especially over the last few years, it feels like Emery, no matter what happens in the regular season, you guys always turn it up in the postseason, especially when those later stages of the playoffs come around. And I'm sure that's something you guys are looking to do again this year.
Yeah, of course. We're hungry for that. We're hungry for that state championship. We want to get out there, but we need to get started a little earlier this year, I believe. Get hot soon and get going.
The more wins you start stacking up, the better it's got to feel. That's something I know everyone wants to do. Now, looking ahead to the rest of the season, what message would you want to share with Spartan Nation for where this baseball team's heading?
Oh, that's a kind of just have trust in us. We're a good team. We're gonna pull it together here, and we're gonna figure stuff out, and we're gonna show you how good we really are.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that you guys are gonna right this ship. Pleasure to catch up with you. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was Mason Thornley joining us in the Sutherland's broadcast booth. Joining us now, we are going to be joined by Tice Larson. Tice, it's a pleasure to be catching up with you today. Thanks for taking the time to come talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. I love to be here.
So we kind of ran through some of the negatives of this game, and that's something that, you got to do. But like Mason said, this is a sport where you really just got to have a short-term memory, whether it be game to game, but especially pitch to pitch, it feels like.
Yeah, for sure. You got to have short memory at the plate. You get a called strike, that's okay. You got 3 for a reason, so you're just going to bounce back and hit the ball. On defense, though, you make an error, that's okay. You trust in your teammates, they'll pick you up, and then go back and get them again.
And that's something I feel like Emery always has quite the culture of, is trusting in those teammates. I mean, naturally, you guys are like brothers out there. There's going to be a little bickering, a little fighting, but all in all, it feels like you guys are always on the same page and you're always out there trying to uplift each other.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We really trust each other. We're really good friends, all of us. We go out and have a dinner every week, so it's fun.
It's that camaraderie that really makes high school sports. That's what it's all about. It's fun getting the wins. It's fun having the glory, maybe the potential state championship. But in the end, it's all about those lessons you're learning off the field and the friendships you're going to build.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we lost a teammate of ours, which pretty much bonded us together, really. So we're really sad about that, but,
No, and it feels like in moments of tragedy, though, that's when the bond between you guys really is some of the strongest. So you guys are really braving through quite a bit right now. But looking at yourself behind the plate right now, sometimes as a catcher, we feel like it's probably the hardest position out there to try and play. Everyone feels like the pitcher is the one who's going to be under the most pressure. But I feel like as a catcher, you got to deal with the most.
Oh, yeah, it's physically demanding. Your knees hurt after the game. It gets really hot. And like today, we had some really long innings, so it's your knees kind of start hurting, you get tired, but it's all about discipline back behind there. So
now, and kind of continuing on that theme of discipline, it feels like you have to manage so many different personalities from pitcher to pitcher. Everyone's going to want different pitches. Everyone's going to react differently when things are going good, when things are going bad. How do you get that read on the pitchers as you're going throughout the game?
We do bullpens with these guys every couple weeks, so. And I catch for all of them, so I know what's coming. I know what they're pitching. I know where they're moving. So, yeah, and I know. I talk to them, what they're feeling that day. We do a little bullpen before the game to get warm, so that's about it.
No, I feel like when you look at it, the catcher is really the general on the field. You have to make sure that everyone is in lockstep with you. How do you manage such a tall task like that?
I hope they trust me, and I trust them, So and you're the captain of the team. You got to know where the play's going. You got to know what the pitch is going to do, so.
And looking ahead to the next little stretch, of course, Salem Hill's coming up tomorrow. What are you looking for in that game against the Skyhawks?
I hope we come out aggressive on the plate today, or tomorrow I meant. Because today we weren't as aggressive out there. But today or tomorrow, I really want us to get aggressive on the plate.
And, I think that's a message that can carry over into that Friday showdown against Union. I'm sure we talked about it with Mason. You guys are probably very hungry for a little payback on their home field.
Oh, for sure. They got our butts whooped. It's hard on us. We're fighters. We like a comeback. So.
And looking through the rest of the season, both non-region and region games, what direction are you kind of seeing this team trending toward early on in the year?
Region champs is what we're going to trend to. We lost this game, doesn't matter. It's still early in the season. We got a lot to work on. We're going to fix it up though.
And that's that short-term memory that we were just talking about. It seems like you've got it in spades, and that's a great quality to have.
Exactly.
Now, before we let you go, anything you want to leave Spartan Nation off with?
Let's just have fun out there. So. It's a long season. We make a lot of errors. It happens. It's the game. Yeah. But we're just going to pick them up. We're going to have some fun this season. So
I think that's the ultimate goal. You have fun. Wins are sure to follow. Tice, it was a pleasure to catch up with you. Thanks for taking the time to come talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Again, Tice Larson joining us in the Sutherland's broadcast booth as Emery falls 13-0 to the Cougars of Union. Game number 1 between these two teams this week. They'll be back at it again on Friday out in Union. We're going to take one more quick break, and then we are going to come wrap things up here on the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. It's the game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Emery High School baseball continues on the home of the Spartans.
News Talk 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Once again, the final score, Union comes in today and Marks pitches an incredible game, and they defeat Emery 13-0. But Emery, they're right back at it once again tomorrow. Then they get a day off, and then they play this team again on Friday. So lots of baseball to come. They just need to forget about this game. It's over and done with, and just move on.
And that was the message they were just sharing up with us up here.
Great attitudes.
It is.
Yes.
No, that was probably the best reaction you can have after a game like that. That's a lot of maturity from the seniors on this team. So if nothing else, this team is filled with leaders, and that's something that, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, I want to thank them for coming up, spending some time with us. Once again, the final score 13-0. Anything else before we call it an evening? It's nice to be back calling games again. Baseball season region underway. We have some scores from around the area before we call it a night.
Yeah, we'll take a quick peek. Top of the 5th in the softball contest between Emery and Carbon. Always a good rivalry showdown there. But Emery at the plate, no outs, bases loaded, looking to improve that 11-9 advantage. It feels like these two teams just heavyweight boxers trading blows back and forth. Neither of them wanting to yield. So excited to see how that one plays out. Also for Carbon, they fall to the Templars of Manti 7-3. So an 0-1 start as well in region play for Carbon. And be on the lookout over on CastleCountryRadio.com. Full game write-ups coming your way pretty quickly here within 24 hours. We're going to have those up, and you can relive all the action there.
All the sports covered. Castle Country Radio. They cover everything. You guys do a fantastic job on the website covering the games. Jordan does a great job on Drive Time Sports Monday through Friday from 4 to 5. He keeps you updated on everything going on in every sport in the area as well as national news. It's a great show, Drive Time Sports. Listen to it every day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5. You will love it.
Yeah, Sonny, I work with the guy, and I can't stop myself from listening to it. Heck, I go back on Spotify, re-listen to those episodes. That's a fun fact. You can find the Drive Time Sports podcast over on Spotify. Check that out. Highly recommend. Like you said, Jordan keeps you updated on everything, whether it be local, statewide, or national. He's my go-to guy for sports.
So once again, the final score, 13-0 Union with the win over the Emery Spartans. We hope you enjoyed the game of the week as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Aiden Mortensen, Sonny Buscarini, hope you have a great evening. Good night.